And here we are coming around for an approach to Efogi, and one can see the Kagi airstrip off to the right. A few months ago, ORBX released Jackson's International Airport at Port Moresby in Papua New Guinea for the FTX Global line, as they later did with Palm Springs. I didn't get this as soon as it was released. In fact, I didn't get it until after I transitioned to P3D. What I found is that the airport at Port Moresby is very well done, but I think the most compelling part of the project is the series of bush trips along the Kokoda Trail. None of these have ICAO codes, so the first challenge is finding them. The next challenge is landing on them. The final and perhaps most difficult challenge is taxiing on them. These trips give whole new meaning to the term sloped runway. My early landings, I aimed for the bottom of the runway and then hit the brakes after touchdown. Big mistake. I found myself getting stuck halfway up the runway because the 182 didn't have the juice to pull itself up such a steep slope on the ground. Aborted landings are tougher too, because gaining altitude to go around as you're heading towards a mountain doesn't necessarily get you any further above the ground. So making a landing decision needs to be earlier than most normal airfields. Chopped treetops in the vicinity of some of these strips can attest to that. And now we're on final for Efogi. One thing you can see, there's a strong left to right downslope to the runway. And also, I'm not touching down at the very bottom. I really want to make it to the top of the runway so that I can take off again. So, in this case, I'm touching down a little further up, and I am not hitting the brakes until I'm near the top. The other thing that's happening, because of that strong left to right downslope, I have strong left rudder going in order just to keep myself in the fairway, so to speak. At this point, I'm revving the engine to max just to get myself to the very top. Now, if I had gotten myself stuck further down the runway, for example, it stopped halfway and hit the brakes, I would never have made it to the top at all. So the name of the game really is to let the plane momentum take you to the top. Then, hopefully, you can taxi around, turn the plane around, so that you have the option to take off again. Some of the airfields, it's even more difficult. For example, Kagi has a very steep slope, and if I don't make it to the top of the runway, I have no chance of actually getting the plane to taxi around. Well, I hope you enjoyed our bush landing experience in Papua New Guinea. Stellar job on the scenery by ORBX. And being this remote, frame rates and smoothness are of course off the charts. As far as the C182, it doesn't have a problem landing here, but even it seems to lack the power to taxi up some of the runways. So ensure that you use the plane's momentum to help you get up to the top. As always, thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, please hit like and subscribe, and auf Wiedersehen.